Yo, peep these patch notes.
Kick's head of partners. This guy. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce his online name.
Biggie.
Well, no, Biggie is like their it's just a streamer on their platform.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. But the head of
Sven.
partners had a meeting with him and basically talked about their Kick paid creator incentive program platform. I don't know what I forgot what they call it, but first class I think is the name of what it's called. And anyway, this is like where essentially you would stream for X amount of hours and get paid X amount to stream, basically as a job. And it's up to $2,500, I believe, is the total that you would get. And they talked about kind of the metrics that they look at when they're looking at this: CCV of 126, subs of 239 with gifting included, unique chatters of 337, followers of 1500, and a minimum of 80 to 100 hours a month. He does say that this is not like set in stone. That these things are more of a just kind of a
Dude's got a nice mustache.
Well, it does have a very, very nice mustache. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the issue that I have here, the numbers are pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know where these numbers kind of originated from.
Very like 239 is so like specific.
337.
Like 126. Like what? Why wouldn't you just rise? Why wouldn't you just fucking roll that over to
like,
125 or 130?
125. You ain't got it.
Well, what is 239 times 5? Like what does that come out to be?
I can do that. Let me get my abacus out, bro.
Yeah, man.
So it's 1195, right? That's how much.
Yeah.
I'm wondering because I was like, Enigma, you and I were talking about this last night around this program of being like, is this something that we see them going, hey, we're gonna pay, up to $2,500, but if you are gonna do the program, then we take 100% sub revenue up to $2,500, and then after that you get, so essentially it's a loan, not a payment. So I don't know. I just was wondering to see if that's where that math came from. But the gifted sub part is kind of weird, right? So I mean, that is a part where you could definitely, like, if you're on that cusp, go up to somebody and say, hey, throw me 239 subs.
That's very strange to me as well.
If you're hitting all the other like things on there, I don't think your sub count is going to be like the biggest issue.
It's very strange to me as well, considering that like the gifted sub market on Kick is pretty big, and a lot of those gifted subs come from at least they used to the owner or whatever, Trainwreck. He's not the owner. Obviously,
it came from Steak Eddie,
Trainwreck, Steak Eddie, a lot of those like upper echelon guys that kind of started the entire thing. Like that was a lot of people, like they were dropping hundreds of subs in people's chats there for a while, and I'm curious about. That's just not only that, but like the CCV as well. Like we were talking inside the podcast chat as well, that like Kick has a really bad issue with not actually like reporting accurate viewership numbers, right? So like, does that 126, does that include, are they actually going to try and like do something about their inflated viewership numbers, or is that just 126?
Well, I wonder if that
126
is not, or not the 126, but the number that we see, because that's a number that is public facing, right? Like obviously they're behind the scenes sees a true metric. Now, yes, there's botting, but like I will definitely say as a streamer on that platform, like I know for a fact that like whenever I see 6, right, like it means that I have 3. If I see 8, I have 4. If I have 12, I have 6. I cut it in half, right? Like so I don't know what the deal is with necessarily that, but on their back end system they see
I know
a
what
true
the deal
number.
is. They want to inflate numbers to the public.
Well, I mean that's fine. Yeah, I mean I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I'm just saying for this specific thing, like those numbers on the back end system, and even to the public, like stream charts, all that kind of stuff, like none of that is that's all like that number that's up there for you as a streamer to see, or a follower to see, it's quickly debunked by anybody that does like any kind of data scraping or anything like that. You go to Sully Gnome or whatever else. So it's just lazy. Like they should just fix the fucking thing like that. It just
but they're not going to, because it looks good on their end. That's why they
Yeah.
haven't fixed it yet. So
yeah. Oh, I mean,
I don't know.
Not, yeah.
The
Something
the
they can
80
show to investors to keep them interested.
Yeah, the 80 to 100 hours is also something that kind of interests me, because like that was some people moving over. That was the reason why they moved over, was they were like, well, I don't want to necessarily, I want to move over to Kick because I don't want to stream for an ungodly amount of hour. Like I don't want this to be a main job. So granted,
80
this is an
hours.
option.
This is per month though.
Yeah, it's per month,
I mean, but it's still, but you know, that's
I mean,
like
you're talking, if you stream an average of
weeks
4
out a
hours, you're
month.
talking 20 days, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
It's
on there, so.
I don't know. It's interesting to see
I mean,
what they're and obviously it's optional as well. Like you can either go with the hourly pay shit, or you can go with your basic sub revenue, which correct me if I'm wrong, that's still five
still
and
95.5.
whatever, 95.
It
Yeah.
honestly probably depends on like what kind of community you have. If you have a community that's like very generous in like the gift subs and the donations and stuff, you could probably opt out of this and be just fine. But if your community is more just oriented of watching the streamer and, you know, not gifting as much, then it might benefit the streamer more to go for this program.
Well, they're not saying that you don't get your 95.5. I'm just thinking ahead that I foresee that being a future thing as they open this up more. It's not saying that you can only choose one or the other. No. This is on top of that as it stands. I'm just saying, me looking into a crystal ball, I would foresee that probably in the future, as more people get onboarded to this, because right now it's just 50 creators that are on this as a test. You know,
that's the big question we have is how is this going to be sustainable for them on top of their already 95-5 split.
But I will say, look, man, I mean, this is a move in a direction that nobody, like YouTube has not thought of, Twitch has not done, you know, or whatever, and it's a shake to the
Twitch could never
the market.
I'm curious if it's not that they haven't thought of it, it's just that it's not feasible for them to do it.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to. I mean,
or they don't want to.
They you know, don't want to. I mean, I can tell you right now, with this, I would still work full time and take that deal. Like if I got to the metrics to say, hey, it's $2,500. That is me going, yeah, cool. I'm gonna bring in $2,500, even if I never get another gifted sub in my life, or got a sub, get $2,500 for basically streaming for 80 hours. Like, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Like, you know, kind of thing. So. It's interesting. I think it's a shakeup that's good for the streaming landscape. Either way.
Hey, you made it to the end, and just for that, here's a special invitation to come watch us live every Thursday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. But if you miss us, that's okay too. You can find us on any podcast platform at your convenience, or at anchor.fm/prepatch podcast. We hope to see you there.